Hello once again folks, and welcome along to another video. Today I'm going to be tying the pink spot Gammarus. This is a fly that I posted a picture of recently on the internet, and to say I got a phenomenal response would be something of an understatement. A lot of people have asked me to make a video of tying this fly, so today I'm going to be tying it. In the meantime, if you're not a subscriber to my channel, hit the subscribe button and you'll be notified of future videos that might interest you about fly tying, fishing, fly fishing, hunting, dog training. That's just some of the stuff I have on my channel. So for the outdoor person who's into hunting and fishing and all that sort of stuff, I'm quite sure you'll find something of interest. So let's tie the pink spot Gammarus. So now folks, probably the first thing to say about this fly is not that it's not a difficult tie. Anyone with moderate abilities will be able to easily tie this fly. So I'm going to tie it on a size 12 hook. It's a curved hook, and I'm now going to squeeze the barb on it, because there are some people who get a little freaky over barbs. So I'll squeeze down the barb, and these are 3mm tungsten beads, and the colour is olive. So I'm going to put one of these on the hook and we'll get going. Now, the next material, lead wire. This will facilitate a fast entry into the water and sink quickly. So it's very small, relatively, and a dense fly. A lot of weight for a relatively small fly, with the tungsten bead and the lead wire together. Now, thread I'm going to use here is uni thread black in 8/0. Start off just behind the lead wire here. We tie up close and tight to the lead wire, thereby keeping it in place. And then gently over the lead wire. When I say gently, I mean gently, because if you put any pressure, you'll go down between the turns of lead wire and spread it, and we don't want that. We just want it to stay where it is. Now I'm going to reorient the hook slightly like that, so we can get right down around the bend. Now, my first material, next material should I say, is copper wire. And in the case of this wire, it's made by Hens, but copper wire, any maker will do as long as it's copper wire. So we tie in our copper wire. A few turns just to keep it in place. Next material. This is pearl tinsel, and it's approximately 3mm wide, I suppose. You can use wider if you like, it'll make no real difference. So that's the next material. Tie that in, same place as the copper wire. And now my next material is plastic bag. And as you see here, the shapes that I've cut out, that's the shape you'll need to cut out to make the shell back, basically. So I'm just going to cut out the shape I need. Right, it's just an ordinary everyday plastic bag. I think there was either hooks or beads came in that bag, I'm not sure, but just ordinary everyday plastic. Now that's the shape we need. I'm going to tie that in just there again. Yeah, I'm going to go up along here and just make sure everything is nicely and securely held in place. Now I'm going to reorient my hook again so it's in what we'll call its normal position. Now next material, olive dubbing. Now I make this up myself from a variety of different colours just to get that nice sort of light olive colour. Now you can buy dubbing that is that colour already, you won't have to make it up, you can just get it in a packet or a box or whatever. And I'm going to dub on a nice thick rope here. Now put it on loose, don't put it on tight, because we want it to be loose for reasons that I'll explain later on. And we roll that on there. Now just a tiny bit more. Now, so we're approximately 2/3 of the way along the hook, and then I'm going to add the next material, which is fluorescent pink, this colour here. And don't overdo the pink, it's just, you can, it's just a little bit, just to give it that little spot. We don't want a big load of it completely taking over the body of the fly, so it's just a little, just there like that. Now, and we continue on with our olive dubbing. Now, as you can see, this is very easy so far. Now there are one or two little tricky bits which are coming up shortly, but they're not beyond the scope of most fly tyers. Right, our little piece of plastic that we cut out, what we're going to do is we're going to stretch it over the back to create the shell back. Now if you try to stretch it as is, it'll snap off where you have it tied in. So what you need to do is you need to put the pressure, put a little bit of pressure on it where it's widest, and then stretch it over the bead and tie in. As you can see, it slipped on me there, which will happen. So again, I'll go with a second time, and maybe even a third time. This is one of the tricky parts, as I just alluded to. So there we are, I caught it that time. Now we're going to make sure that it doesn't escape. I'm going to put plenty of turns of thread, and I'm going to put a half hitch just to be on the safe side. Now it can't slip. Now I'll just trim off the waist here. Now don't worry about that little tiny bit sticking up there, that will be sorted in time. Now the next thing is our pearly mylar, known as mylar and several other names. Basically it's pearl tinsel, tied in like that. Just make sure that it's lying centrally along the back. Tie that in, and again another half hitch just to make sure it doesn't escape. Now we can cut off the waist there. Now the copper wire in open turns. Gradually getting wider, more widely spaced as you go forward, and a few turns of it here just behind the bead, and then we're going to tie that in. Almost there. Now for those of you who don't know, Gammarus, or freshwater shrimp, is one of the most common insects in trout streams and is the staple diet in the majority of them. So it pays to have a few nice representations in your fly box. I'm building up a black collar here with whip finishes just behind the bead here. Now, 2 more little things to do and then we'll be finished. Just pluck out some of the dubbing to create it, give it a sort of leggy buggy appearance. And finally, black permanent marker. Just give it a quick rub over the back and then rub it off almost immediately. And you'll get that nice sort of shell back. So that's it, folks. That's the pink spot Gammarus, an extremely effective fly. Probably best in size 12. You can reduce the size from time to time if you want to go down to size 14, say. But 14 would be the smallest I would use, and 10 would be the biggest. 12 is the overall best size. So once again, thanks very much for watching, and I hope you enjoyed the video. And if you're not already a subscriber, hit the subscribe button, and you'll be notified of future uploads. And good day on K Dorella. Slán go fóill.